Hello friends, today we will discuss progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. This is a case of progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy. There are extensive high confluent T2 flare signal in subcortical and deep white matter of both cerebral frontal lobes and left temporal lobe. So what is progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy? It is a demyelinating disease in which there is reactivation of JC virus which infects oligodendroglyocytes in patients with compromised immune system. What are the radiographic features? On CT scan, we can see asymmetrical focal areas of low attenuation involving periventricular and subcortical white matter. In case of HIV, there is symmetrical hypotension. In this case, there is asymmetrical hypotension attenuation in case of CT scan involving periventricular and subcortical white matter. So, on CT scan, we can see focal zones of low attenuation which are asymmetrical. On MRI, again, we can see asymmetrical periventricular subcortical involvement. Subcortical U fibers are commonly involved. This is in contrast to HIV. In case of PML, on T1, the areas are hypotense. On T2, there are multiple punctate high T2 signal lesions surrounding the main area. This is also called Milky Way sign. This patient is showing Milky Way sign. So what is Milky Way sign? Milky Way sign, also known as punctate pattern. It is helpful in distinguishing this from new lesions of multiple sclerosis. There are three differentials of Milky Way sign: Klippel, CNS vasculitis and neurosarcoidosis. So coming back to PML, in which there is another sign which is called barbell sign. Barbell sign is parieto-occipital signal abnormality crossing the splenium. It is also seen in case of PML. So what are subcortical U fibers which are typically involved in PML? These are association fibers located immediately deep to or the very outer parts of subcortical white matter. In the diseases in which the abnormalities of myelin metabolism, they tend to be affected last. However, in cases in which there is damage is direct to oligodendroglial cells, then there is no relative sparing. So in this case of PML, as we know that JC virus directly attacks oligodendroglial cells, there is involvement of subcortical U fiber. So this is an image showing sparing of subcortical U fibers. This is a case of adrenoleukodystrophy, and this is a case of methotrexate toxicity in which there is sparing of subcortical U fibers. So coming to the differential diagnosis of PML. So first differential is new demyelinating lesions of multiple sclerosis. In early stages, both cases will appear similar. However, in case of multiple sclerosis, there is periventricular location and well-defined borders. And the second differential is HIV AIDS encephalopathy, in which there is diffuse white matter involvement with atrophy. And the second differentiating feature is symmetry. In HIV, the involvement is symmetrical and it spares subcortical U fibers. So symmetrical involvement and sparing of subcortical U fibers with diffuse involvement is a feature of HIV encephalopathy. So third differential is posterior reversible encephalopathy syndrome, in which there is involvement of both gray matter and white matter, and there is a history of hypertension. And another differential is acute disseminated encephalomyelitis, in which there is again involvement of both gray matter and white matter, and there is a typical history of recent infection or vaccination, and the lesions usually enhance. And the last differential is cerebral toxoplasmosis, in which lesions enhance. There is another differential, immunodeficiency associated CNS lymphoma. Again, in this case, lesions usually enhance. Thank you.